Good morning on this beautiful day in Vancouver, where I'm speaking to you from the traditional territories of the Coast Salish people, specifically the Squamish, Musqueam, and Tsleil-Waututh nations, and we thank them and other First Nations from across British Columbia from wherever you're tuning in for the privilege of gathering today on Indigenous traditional lands in our country, and for doing so we can continue this important conversation. My name is Greg Deving. I'm the CEO of the Business Council of British Columbia, and I want to welcome you to the Business Council's fifth and final event in our five-part series called The Path Forward for ESG in BC. This ESG series has provided an important platform to convene Business Council members, Indigenous leaders, academics, government officials, community partners, and global subject matter experts. Together, we are advancing a conversation on the rapidly evolving and globally significant approach to measuring and managing business impact and sustainability. Throughout this series, we have explored the international trends and motivations driving ESG across all sectors of the economy, capital markets, and within communities, how it affects all sizes and types of businesses, and the implications and opportunity for our province, our country, and the economy ahead. We've heard speakers describe the new imperative for businesses and explored approaches to firms as they look to assess their own unique materiality issues and how they can transparently take action and report on outcomes as it relates to their overall impact from both an environmental and from a human and community perspective. We explored the importance of leadership, culture, and the need for collaboration, and a systems-based approach, both within individual organizations and through collaboration with partner organizations across the supply chain and through the communities where we live and work. Today, at our final event in our five-part series, we're going to examine the necessary ingredients for BC to embark on the path forward and to meet our full potential as a destination for ESG-driven capital. In fact, over $100 trillion of identified capital to date. It's clear that talent and creating and adopting new innovations and technologies are going to be key enablers for companies on their ESG journey. And today we're going to hear from some of the province's top leaders in these areas on the nexus between opportunity, impact, innovation, talent, and ESG. And the questions that we need to ask ourselves and answer to address and fully leverage the assets and opportunities and to build a sustainable economy, healthier communities, and healthier companies. Before we get underway, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge that none of these activities and events would be possible without the incredible support and engagement of our members and our generous sponsors. The Business Council continues to be privileged to have as members businesses from across the province and country that are demonstrating true leadership in sustainability while contributing to a more prosperous province and for those that live and work and invest in BC. I'd like to thank the law firm Bennett Jones and their local managing partner, Rada Kirpin, who we're going to hear from in a moment. Rada and her team have stepped up as our lead sponsor in delivering this series. I'd also like to thank my colleague Doug French and Jill Schnarr and the TELUS team for their support and leadership as our presenting partner sponsor today. And I'd like to thank all of our generous sponsors you see listed here who will be advancing and contributing to this ESG discussion over the last few months and in the coming months ahead. And specifically, thanks to Wheaton Precious Metals. Our series is carbon neutral. And thanks to Randy and the team, we've enabled us to purchase offsets to make the carbon footprint of our attendees, our speakers, and our staff time net zero for this series. As we've said, the goal of this series is to understand trends, identify best practices and potential, and to purposely move BC forward at speed in our ESG journey to urgently seize opportunity as the world rebounds from the pandemic. And while today is our final virtual forum in this series, the conversation isn't going to end here. In the coming weeks, we will be releasing a wrap-up report summarizing what we heard and offering key recommendations for BC government, business, community on how we can move forward together and seize that opportunity. Given the scope of the topic, the Business Council is going to continue to dig deeper into the opportunities and practices through roundtable dialogue series into next year. Our members will have the opportunity to explore with other firms and community partners the learnings, practices, and opportunities by bringing Indigenous government community partners together to do so. While we also continue to present good ideas, thanks to the Canadian Western Bank, we'll be offering additional leadership videos, materials, and showcasing ESG commitments from across BC's economy and through our website at esginbc.ca. That's esginbc.ca, where you'll also find the recordings of past events and today's events in the coming days.